Time for the world to get back to what it was before.
A major milestone today in the fight against COVID-19. It's okay to go maskless under certain conditions. But despite that progress, health leaders are seeing a disturbing trend. More and more people are skipping out on their second vaccination dose.
I've heard people say, well, I'm still a little bit sick, I still have a little bit of congestion, so I think I'm going to wait.
This is KRIS 6 News at 6.
Thanks, y'all, for joining us. I'm Seth Kovar. Katya is on assignment tonight. The Centers for Disease Control now says you don't have to wear a mask outdoors if you're fully vaccinated. The CDC put out those new guidelines just today. There is one exception. You still need to wear a mask at crowded events like a ball game or a concert. Even if you're not vaccinated, the CDC says you don't have to wear a mask outdoors when you're walking, biking, or running. Indoors, it's okay to go maskless if you're in a small gathering with fully vaccinated people. And finally, the CDC says most indoor activities are actually safe if you're fully vaccinated and you wear a mask.
Until more people are vaccinated, and while we still have more than 50,000 cases a day, mask use indoors will provide extra protection.
We're close to 100,000 people being fully vaccinated in Nueces County. That's about 27% of everyone who lives here. The Texas Health and Human Services Department says as of yesterday, more than 134,000 people have gotten at least one dose of the COVID-19 vaccine in the county. More than 226,000 shots have gone into arms here so far. Well, lots of people had lots to say here in the Coastal Bend about those new guidelines. Our Trevier Gonzalez has been getting the reaction, and he joins us now live from the Bayfront with that part of the story. Trev?
Seth, this is a very open area with wide sidewalks, and when it comes to that news, the people I've spoken with say they're very mixed when it comes to it. Some saying that it's been a long time coming, but others saying they're still going to continue wearing a mask. Now, today's announcement coming from both the CDC and the president is really just guidance. Still, some people I spoke with told me this news brings people a step closer toward normalcy.
I think we should have been doing that in the beginning. If you're outside, then you're not around a bunch of people, then as long as it's close family, they test negative and no one has COVID, then there's no reason in my eyes that if they were outside.
The growing problem here and across the country is a drop in the number of people who want to receive their vaccination. That man you heard from made it clear that even though he would continue to wear a mask around large groups of people, he has no intention of receiving the vaccine. Now, a family member of that gentleman who plans on getting the vaccine told me conversations around the pandemic can be a difficult subject.
Whatever I can do to make people feel healthier and safer, I want to do. But I also don't feel like I should be able to force other people to do what just because I'm doing it.
The Texas Tribune reported earlier this month that out of the people who have been vaccinated within the guidelines of 16 to 49, approximately 1/5 of the population here in Texas has been vaccinated. Reporting in Corpus Christi, Trevier Gonzalez, KRIS 6 News.
All right, we're getting there, Trev. Thanks a lot. So, will you unmask or continue to cover up? That's the focus of tonight's KRIS 6 News Twitter poll. Do you feel safe enough to take your mask off outside? So far, more than 60% of you has said, yes, I'll go maskless. 32% said no. And we want to hear from you still, so to sound off, go to our Twitter page, which is at KRIS 6 News. The CDC also reports that 5 million people have missed their second Pfizer or Moderna vaccine, and that's become an issue in Nueces County. But it's not too late. Our Ron Hammy has what you need to know about getting that second shot.
The CDC reports 8% of Americans are not returning for their second vaccine dose. The Corpus Christi Nueces County Public Health District Director says that figure could be higher here.
My parents already had it. My brothers already had it. You know, I had my first one, wasn't too bad, so why not the second?
I didn't have any reactions or anything to it. I felt a lot more at peace about it.
Health Director Annette Rodriguez says at a quick glance, it could be 15 to 16% in the county that haven't come back for a second shot. People I spoke with said it could be a scheduling issue, they had side effects from the first dose, or they feel content with one shot.
I've heard people say, well, I'm still a little bit sick, I still have a little bit of congestion, so I think I'm going to wait. you have up to 6 weeks after getting your first dose to get your second dose. It should be plenty of time for you to be able to recuperate and come back.
They don't make sense sometimes. They don't. There's this or that or the third. Hey, the flu shot used to get me sick. Well, guys, the flu shot was supposed to get you sick. That gets you sick for a day, and it lowers your immunities and picks you back up. You got to do your education.
But it's the coronavirus mutations that are a cause for concern to Rodriguez. She says people with only one shot have a higher likelihood of still getting the virus.
We've heard that the Brazilian variant is in Dallas, and that's the one that we're very fearful of. So we're trying to vaccinate with a sense of urgency, and we hope that people will come in and get their second dose.
Rodriguez says if you miss that 6-week window, come anyway. They'll give you that second dose shot and you won't have to start over. Reporting in Robstown, Aran Hammy, KRIS 6 News.
All right, thank you, Aran. And if you want a COVID-19 vaccine, there's a walk-in clinic happening tomorrow at the Borchard Fairgrounds in Robstown. First and second doses of the Moderna vaccine will be available for anyone who's 18 years old or older. You don't need to make an appointment. That clinic runs from 11 tomorrow morning until 7 tomorrow night. Nueces County health leaders have reported another COVID-19 related death today. It was a man in his 60s. His death raises our total to 772. There were also 84 new cases reported today in Nueces County. That brings that total to more than 41,500. Well, don't forget you'll find all the latest information on the pandemic and its impact on the coastal bend on our website. That's kristv.com. You can also get breaking news alerts sent straight to your smartphone. Just download the KRIS 6 News app. It's free in your app store. Corpus Christi could hit stage 2 water restrictions by July if we don't get some good rain. That's what City Manager Peter Zanoni told the City Council earlier today. He urged all of us to conserve water, but some water just gets lost and can't be controlled. Chief Meteorologist Dale Nelson joins us now with more on this issue. And Dale, it's more about getting water upstream from us a bit.
That's right, in the watershed, which is generally from Lake Corpus Christi right here, the mouth of it, and the Nueces River, north and west past San Antonio, back southwest of San Antonio through Choke Canyon. So evaporation and usage are the big things, and we'll start with evaporation. Normally on a daily basis, on a kind of a cloudy day, we lose about 143 million gallons of water a day. Just goes right up into the air. On a monthly basis, that's 3.1 billion gallons, and year to date, so for the first 4 months of this year, that would come out to 10.2 billion gallons of water that just evaporates off the surface of Lake Corpus Christi and Choke Canyon. Put another way, on an annualized basis, that would be about 14% of our total water supply. So if we started totally full, we would lose 14% of our water in a year just due to evaporation. And usage comes into play as well, and the lack of rainfall, which you can see the area is in a severe drought because of the lack of rain across the coastal bend. Right here you can see how that is, and the lake levels continue to fall. And as we've mentioned in the past, these numbers are updated daily as far as the lake levels go, and the difference between a month ago and today, this gap between this number and this number continues to widen. That means we're getting deeper and deeper into the drought and losing water at a faster rate. So hopefully we'll get some rain, as our city manager has suggested that we desperately need. He's exactly correct. Seth?
All right, Dale, we'll get that forecast coming up. Some pretty shocking numbers there when it comes to evaporation and all that. The city has a few tips for you when it comes to saving water. If you want a cold glass of water without using ice, keep a jug in the fridge so you don't have to run the faucet until the water turns cold. Only wash full loads in your washing machine and your dishwasher. And if you wash your dishes by hand, use a sink full of water instead of running the faucet the whole time. Also, while brushing your teeth or shaving, keep the water turned off as much as you can. Outside, only water your lawn in the morning, not in the afternoon when the water can evaporate, just like at our lakes, like Dale was saying. And if possible, wait until your grass is showing signs of stress before watering it. It doesn't have to die, but you get the water there when it needs to be there. Also, don't hose down your driveway to clear it of dirt or grass. Use a broom or maybe a blower instead. The Corpus Christi City Council honored retiring Police Chief Mike Markle today. Mayor Paulette Guajardo and other city council members presented Chief Markle with a proclamation thanking him for his 31 years of service to the city. Chief Markle's last day as police chief is this Sunday. He served as chief since January of 2016. Chief Markle says that he's blessed with having an exceptional mayor, city council, and staff.
I'm not running away from anything. So my leaving is not a departure of some negative thing. It's just a natural step in life, a progression. And I have nothing to say but thank you. Thank all of you.
Chief Markle says he plans to stay here in Corpus Christi as he begins his retirement.
This is the Rebound Coastal Bend, brought to you by Conviva. Visit us at convivacarecenters.com.
Time is running out to help Del Mar College students and their academic programs. Our Patrick Johnstone reports the COVID-19 pandemic is no surprise, making things different this year.
Del Mar College is calling on the community to help raise money for this year's Bernie Spring Bash.
Well, I was moving when the freeze happened, and all of my food spoiled, and my apartment renter's insurance didn't cover it. Because of the grant, I was able to fill my fridge up with food, and it really saved the day for me.
Students like Virginia Stevenson know too well how important emergency aid can be, and Stevenson is not alone.
One small thing like a flat tire can derail a student's path, and so our donors are stepping in to fill that gap and to help with emergency aid.
The school has had to provide a lot of emergency aid over the last year.
We helped over 600 students and awarded more than $259,000 from the foundation from private philanthropic dollars.
The money raised by the fundraiser will also go towards 6 academic programs looking to make specific upgrades, like the music department, with a goal of $5,000 for a new piano for a practice room.
For not only piano majors, but for all music majors who are required to take piano, I think it would be extremely beneficial for us to have equipment that will allow us to have the most productive education we can.
The fundraiser continues through April 30th.
For information on how to donate, head to our website, kristv.com. Reporting for the Rebound Coastal Bend, I'm Patrick Johnstone.
Thank you, Patrick. Well, a desperate search is underway tonight in Houston for a mother of 3 who's been missing for more than a week now. We'll have the latest on the investigation after the break.